For WLCSports.com, I'm Matt Friedman, joined by Warriors head football coach Ben Murphy as the Warriors get set for a road matchup against Rockford NAC competition on Saturday. First, let's take a look back at the Warriors' win on last Saturday against Maranatha at Robbie Stadium, a 56-6 triumph. Scored 35 points in the first quarter of that game. What did it feel like for the team and the coaching staff after having some of the tough losses even during this season to be able to execute early and jump out to that big lead?
It was good. I mean, I was hoping that's how the game would go and be able to get a bunch of stops and block a punt. The offense was rolling off those first 4 or 5 drives. And it was fun. It was exciting to see. The guys were enjoying it, and we needed that. And I think it was good. We lulled a little bit in the second quarter, and I thought we played a nice second half. And a lot of guys, every single guy on the roster, I believe, got an opportunity to get on the field and get some of their first varsity reps, which was always a positive thing as well.
Yeah, that's a transition into my next question is you did have the opportunity to get some youngsters into the game. Brian Hopkins really took advantage. He had 9 tackles leading the team. A sophomore, you also had freshman running backs Chris Williams and Nick Sherwood score touchdowns. So how meaningful is it to get some regular season playing experience for those younger guys?
Well, it's great. I mean, you get a little bit of the nerves out of the way. You get to execute when it really matters. Those guys have all done some nice things in the JV side of things, and so it was good. I think they deserved it. They work hard. They practice hard. It was a lot of fun to see those guys get it done.
On the defensive side of the ball, Luke Sabal, defensive end, had another impressive game. He had 5 tackles, 4 of them for a loss. He had 2 sacks. How much does the opposing team need to game plan for him?
It's hard to run at Luke. He's a big man. He's physical. He's athletic. I definitely would be keeping an account where he's at if I was trying to run the ball on his side. So I thought we need him to do that for 2 more weeks here and finish the season strong.
Now, it's been a little bit of a tough season when it comes to close games. 4 of the 5 losses this year have been by 7 points or less. Some really tough losses where maybe 1 or 2 plays make the difference. What can you say about how resilient this team has been in bouncing back from some of those tough losses, especially when the previous week was the overtime loss against Benedictine?
You know, the group has been resilient. We practice each week as if it's a new week. We message that. Our focus on every Monday is we evaluate the practice from last week, the game from last week. So we try to keep tabs on the process, not the individual outcomes of each game. And obviously it can be a challenge, but I give credit to these guys. They keep coming back, and it's not the nicest weather out there either. And we had a nice week of practice so far this week.
And were there any challenges going into that Maranatha game, maybe with the team having a little bit of a letdown, looking at Maranatha as a team that WLC has beaten every single time they've played them? Was there any concern on the coaching staff's part?
I think there's a concern coming off the loss and Maranatha not having a great record, but I thought our guys did a nice job. I think sometimes in the years past I was mad at our guys for maybe not having the same focus in that week, and I think there was maybe a little bit of a chip on their shoulder from having that loss that helped carry it over as well.
Coming up this Saturday, you are at Rockford, a conference game that will be a noon kickoff. Rockford is a team, they've had a lot of success throwing the ball, so what challenges are you looking at for your defense, and how will you overcome that?
Well, they got some receivers. They got 2 very good receivers, a very good tight end. They don't put a lot of yards on most of the games. They've had some big play opportunities. So it's on defensively, we have to really rise to the occasion. We have to be able to take away their big plays and make them earn it going down the field. And if we can do that, hopefully they make some mistakes and we can get off the field and keep the points off the board. And offensively, we can be pedal to the metal and get out to a lead and take advantage early and often.
And offensively, Rockford has done a nice job limiting the pass. They actually lead the NAC in pass defense, but they've given up a lot of rushing yards. So how will that affect your plans offensively?
You know, we want to be 2-dimensional. We want to be able to get the run game going. It's been rather consistent for us the last 4 weeks, and that can't change. But at the same time, we're always looking to create big plays in the passing game, and we have to do that again.
And coming up on Saturday, you'll be playing on natural grass at Sam Greeley Field, which is sometimes a challenging surface. So what have you been doing to prepare for playing on natural grass?
We got 2 days this week down on the grass on our practice soccer field, and that's been a good thing. You know, it is a different deal, and we try not to make too much out of it, but we got our guys to get a little bit longer cleat on and get ready to go. And so Saturday we'll get out there early and make sure we work on our footing, and we gotta play as fast as we possibly can on whatever surface we're playing.
And final question for head football coach Ben Murphy: what are your keys to picking up a victory on Saturday at Rockford?
Limit the big plays. Don't let their playmakers have big days that put points on the board, and really have a consistent effort on offense.
The Warriors and Regents will kick off at noon. Coach, thanks again for joining us.
Great. Thanks for having me.